beautiful people. Here are a few thoughts as we tumble into December. I've also placed a link down below to a post that I wrote several days back and dropped into Instagram, a post that really for me kind of leans into some of the deeper insights to what is going on at this time and what we are celebrating as we move into the holiday season, as we move into December. You know, at this time of year I get to sit with some of the most incredible, courageous, resilient, heartfelt people as they cross some of the most powerful thresholds, really. You know, this time of year just kind of brings up and stirs up a lot, and this video really has that in mind. You know, being a medium for me is not just a profession so much as it is a life of service. You know, this time of year I am deeply moved and touched, inspired by taking those journeys with some really courageous, heartfelt, resilient, incredible people who are at times just completely breaking apart, but showing so much grace and authenticity in their experience and in their journey. And I think this video really holds that in mind. You know, it is very humbling work, and I feel like I am living at my fullest right now. Millions of families across the globe in the coming weeks will be sitting down to share a meal with the people they cherish, and nearly every table there will be turkey, a Yule pudding, yet in amongst that almost every home will be missing something, or rather someone. And we've only got to look out into the world to see that there is so much happening, and there will be, nearly every home will be missing something, or rather someone. And this is what I'm holding, this is what I'm kind of wanting to share. You know, as we face the realities of life, including tremendous losses, it is good to remember that it is also possible to hold space for both joy and sadness. They can share the same table, and in an authentic world they always would. Holding space for sadness in this season doesn't come naturally to everyone, but it is a loving choice we can make to show compassion and empathy. You know, to let people cry without making them feel that they need to leave the room. They are grateful today too, and have counted every blessing 100 times and more, but right now their hearts are crushed. And you and I, we don't need to fix anything or cheer anyone up. The ending of a relationship, a death of a beloved loved one, a parent or a child cannot be fixed. Connection is more valuable than cheerfulness. Meeting people where they are means connecting with them so that they don't feel isolated. And that is something through the last decade I have really grasped very deeply, that to meet people where they are in their pain, to not try and fix that, but to meet it with all your heart, to meet it with all your truth, to meet it with all your grace. And most importantly, we can say the name of the person who has passed. Say their name. There is nothing that comforts the bereaved more than knowing their loved one is remembered around the table. When every family member should be present. Hold that space. Hold space at the holidays for reality, knowing that a meaningful life encompasses both joy. It holds both joy and yet sorrow. It holds both. Gratefulness is hard to feel during times of deep grief, but making a choice to acknowledge every small blessing is the place to start healing the heart. And that isn't just never just, it isn't just a loss in a tangible sense. It can be an absolute rupture of a relationship, a loss of a job, a loss of a friendship. It comes in many forms or guises, or even a sense of loss of self. You know, people waking up Christmas morning and just, you know, kind of feeling also very alone in a crowded room. You know, how many people have experienced that, and feeling that they can't relate to what they're doing or where they are. And I think that's another really important point is, you know, go where you feel you want to go. Be with those people that you want to be with. Don't do anything out of obligation or duty. Do it out of love. And if that means that suddenly you realise, you know what, I'm going to that table, I'm going to that household out of obligation, then maybe you shouldn't be doing it. You know, do it out of love or don't do it at all. That real-time, powerful nudge and message. So, gratefulness is hard to feel during times of deep grief. And as we've just said, grief comes and reveals itself in many faces, forms and guises. But making a choice to acknowledge every small blessing is the place to start healing the heart. Even an avalanche begins with a single snowflake, so go gently and go with love.